A feature of the way a relational database works is that data about different entities is stored in different tables. In the case of the work file, publications are in one table and authors are in another, and so on. To work with the data, it's important to be able to make use of the connections between the data in different tables in a variety of ways. One of those ways is the ability to show related data on a layout, which is how we're able to see the author name and other related author details on each record here in the publications layout. The fields in this group are sourced from a related table. In this case, they're set up to show data from the authors table. In other situations, there may be multiple related records, and you may recall that in a previous lesson we used a portal on the authors layout to display a list of publications by each author. But FileMaker provides some additional ways you can use the links between tables to support the interface. One of these is the ability to navigate directly from one record to a related record in another table, showing the related record in an appropriate layout that's based on the table where it resides. FileMaker provides a powerful command called the GoToRelatedRecord command, sometimes abbreviated to GTRR, that allows you to do just that. Let's take a look at an example. Back on the publications layout, where the author info is displayed, it would be convenient if we were able to provide a way for the user to be able to jump directly to the relevant author record without having to manually choose an author layout and then search for the corresponding author. So let's set it up to do just that. I'll go into Layout mode. I'll choose the Button tool in the status toolbar, and I'll create a button right next to the author fields on the layout that we can use to jump to the corresponding author record. Having drawn the button by dragging across the layout, I'm going to release the mouse button, and when I do, the button setup dialog appears. A little way down the list of commands on the left, you'll see the GoToRelatedRecord command. When I select that command in the list, in the options panel at the right, there's a button labelled Specify. So I'll click on that button, and we're now prompted to choose where the related record should come from. And in this case, we want to select the related record from the authors table. And now we get to choose a layout in which to display the related record. We're presented with a list of only those layouts that are related to the table occurrence which I selected as the source of the related record. I'll choose the authors layout, click OK, and accepting the remaining default options in the dialog, I'll click OK, and I'll click OK again to complete the button setup. Now I'll just put a single right chevron on the button to indicate that it will take us somewhere else. Let's go back into Browse mode and have a look at that in action. So now, on the record for Jane Austen, if I click on the arrow button at the right, I immediately jump to the author record for Jane Austen. Let's try setting that up in reverse so that we can go back in the other direction as well. Back into Layout mode. I'll change the size of the title field a little so we have room to add a button to the right of the title field in the portal. Again, I'll select the Button tool in the status toolbar, drag across the area where we want the button to appear, release the mouse button, select the GoToRelatedRecord command, specify in this case that the record should be sourced from the publications table, choose a layout, in this case the publications layout, and click OK. Again, I'll put a right chevron onto the button to indicate its function. Now I'll just make some minor adjustments to the size and position of the button, and I'll return to Browse mode so we can see this in action. Now, clicking on the button next to the title for Mansfield Park will jump us directly to the Mansfield Park record in the Publications table. If I click on the button next to Jane Austen's name, I go directly to Jane Austen's record in the authors layout. And if I click on the button next to Emma, GoToRelatedRecords takes me directly to the Publications record for Emma. Making careful use of the GoToRelatedRecords command throughout your databases makes it much easier for users to navigate and make efficient use of the connections between related data in different tables.